Hi. Oh my god, this is weird. Long time no see. Um, I'm Sammy. If this is your first video with me, welcome. It's a weird one to start on, for sure, but it seems kind of silly to be like, I've got 450 subscribers as of this moment that I am filming this video, and I took a break because of burnout. Like, this is clearly a hobby right now. This is not a thing. This isn't my job. The real YouTubers out there will go and they'll be like, I have to take a break, and then they'll come back and then they'll tell you about what happened and like what it's like to be a person. And they're like influencers. Like, their whole job is to be active on the internet, and like that's exhausting. I put the pressure on myself of the people who make a living doing this. I'm just a gal. I'm just a gal who likes to make videos. It's just fun, and it's not like my job or anything. I don't make any money from it. I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy making the videos that I have been making, but I put so much pressure on myself to make videos like this was my job when it's not my job. And I have so many other things going on in my life. And at the same time, everything that I've ever done, I try to make it like 100% exactly like I'm the best at that thing, except it's everything, and there's literally no way to be great at every single thing that you do, especially if you just keep taking more things and putting more things onto your plate, on your plate of required to be amazing at these things, and never taking anything off of it, and then just like running your battery down so low that you are functioning off of basically nothing. That's burnout, baby. I've been burnt out for like a long time, and it's the kind of thing where like you recognize that it's going on, but you don't really acknowledge that this is a serious problem that's going on. I say, like, I was running off of 13% battery. All of my physical capabilities, 13% of it, because I never rested, and never resting means you never get to like fully recharge. And by never fully recharging, everything that I was doing that I was like, yes, this is perfect 100% of me, I'm giving all of it to this thing, I'm gonna be great at it, whatever, out of my 13%, taking a couple of things off my plate for a little bit, like YouTube, which I thought, oh, I just need like a month off of YouTube. I needed more than a month off of YouTube, hence you seeing this video now. I needed so much more time, and it's a hobby. And taking a break from a hobby is not like an issue. I make no money from this. It's fun. That's a hobby. You're allowed to take breaks from hobbies. There's like maybe 5 people who regularly watch my videos that are like, heck yeah, we missed you. And I know who you are, and I appreciate you, and like getting comments from you guys on my videos actually is very motivating, and I'm really looking forward to getting back into the groove of this, to be able to like have the conversations in the comments that we have. I did a lot of things in the time off that I've had. Not all of them are directly related to the fact that I am burnt out. However, I think they all benefit the removal of the burnt out condition that I have. So I guess let's catch up on what's been up in the past few months that I have not been active on YouTube. First of all, my space is different. I got a new desk. It's very fancy. It does this. So that's pretty fun. I can stand at this desk now, I can sit at this desk, and I've got a kneeling chair that I can kneel at this desk at, and they've all got their little presets. So that's been very helpful. I also have 2 monitors now. I've always technically kind of had 2 monitors, but now they're set up, and it has been so nice to have 2 monitors. I didn't think that I would need all of the space. Sometimes I don't, and sometimes I only use 1 monitor. They don't have the exact same color temperature, which is a little bit annoying. So if anybody knows how to do that, supposedly they're the same monitor. They're a replacement of the other monitor, but one of them has speakers and the other one doesn't have speakers. So they're clearly not the same monitor, but if you have any ideas on how to get those to be set, because it's like the buttons on the actual monitor set the color temperature. I set a boundary at my part-time job to say like, hey, I don't want to do this. It's not good for me. And they said, okay, great. You're not going to do that anymore, which is great. That took some of the additional things that I put on my plate off of my plate and gave me a little bit more time. And by not doing YouTube, I started to learn a new skill that I think will end up being a good like side hustle, side business, where it can replace the side hustle, side business that I am doing right now, which is not great for my creative energy because I don't want to write what I'm writing that I'm making money off of writing. This other side thing may end up being better in the long run because I could make more money in a shorter period of time, and it doesn't require really any special skills, like any brain creative space, so much as like attention to detail. And I'm very good at attention to detail, I think. I kind of pride myself on it. So if I'm not good at attention to detail, a lot needs to be cleared up for me. I also gave up on my writing routine. With the amount of things that were going on, it wasn't like beneficial for me to do a writing routine, and I think I will be able to start it up again and actually dedicate more effectively to it, but I was trying really hard to force myself into it. Once I feel like I've balanced out my time a little bit better on how I spend my time on a day-to-day basis, I think I will be able to do that and prioritize it more. I started a membership at a climbing gym. I used to really enjoy climbing. I was in better shape when I used to enjoy climbing. Now I am not in that great of shape, so I've also started like lifting weights, mostly my body weight as of right now because I haven't really had to lift my body weight or anything additional. I'm getting like form and stuff down, and then gradually I will be able to be good at climbing because I'll have the muscle to hold myself onto the wall. We're working on it. I've never really had the drive to like exercise, so this is a big step up for me and like a big progress marker that I want to do this to better my own health. Whereas a lot of the other times that I've tried working out, it's been because somebody else said that I needed to be stronger for something, or it felt like I was being bullied into it in a way. I've never wanted to work out for myself. I've never been the person who made that decision. So now I've made that decision and I'm actually doing a pretty good job sticking to it. We'll see if that keeps up. I hope it does, because I'm kind of proud of myself for it. So we'll see. It really sucks though, because I haven't hit the point where you start like getting endorphins from it, because I have not been going for a very long time. But hopefully once I hit that point where it's like, yeah, I feel great, I worked out, it's good, that'll be an enjoyable thing for me to have as a practice that I do. In my like recharge, I've also kind of lost the ability to focus while I was reading with my eyes. So I listened to a lot of audiobooks. I read a lot of books on my break with my ears instead of my eyes. It's weird once you start recharging from like draining yourself out so much through burnout that like I say I was at 13% battery running all the time. Max battery charge was 13%. So then once I started taking things off of my plate and like actually resting and doing things for the sake of feeling better, I would charge up my battery, let's say to like 20% or 30%. I got 30% battery, but my body didn't know what to do with the extra 17%. So I would work off of the 13% and then just like crash and like need to rest more, and then gradually get adjusted to being able to be charged up to 30% and so on. I lost the like momentum to read with my eyes. I still wanted to consume stories. I still wanted to be reading because I enjoy reading. I enjoy experiencing stories, and my eyes were tired. So I didn't want to watch TV. I definitely don't want to be on TikTok. I'm often on TikTok, but that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. I found a lot of book recommendations on TikTok from like independent authors recently, so that was great. But otherwise, generally, not great for me to be on TikTok. Either way, I listened to a lot of audiobooks. Some of them I felt really strongly about and have outlined videos on, so we will definitely be getting some more story studies soon. This is obviously the first video that I have recorded, so we're just loosening up the muscles, the sitting in front of a camera talking to a lens and pretending it's people. We're getting that back to where it needs to be. I've been in a D&D campaign. Technically it's Pathfinder, but we've been calling it D&D because D&D is more referenceable and easier to text than Pathfinder. But I think that's been great. I haven't been forcing myself into anything creative, that it became more of a easy creative outlet for me to be a player in this game where like I can just dedicate my commitment to this character's story and like stay in this character and try and dissolve this plot that is not necessarily like, it's not my responsibility to figure out what's going on. We're a group doing this together, acting out our little roles, and I think that that's been actually a really good recharge for my creativity as well, because it's like, it's active enough without being a responsibility, and I appreciate that. All in all, the break that I took from YouTube led to me taking breaks and just generally taking things off of my plate, or making the steps to be able to take things off of my plate and prioritizing the things that I actually want on my plate, and coming to terms with the fact that like I need to have things that are just for fun. All of my hobbies kind of turn into a responsibility, and that's not great. Either I treat a hobby like it's a responsibility, or I feel bad about doing the hobby for fun. So I've been working really hard on like acknowledging that doing something for fun is good for me and is productive, and taking a break is productive, and not every book I read has to lead into a YouTube video, and not everything that I do has to be exactly perfect and 100% before I can like call it good. So by working on those things, I've been able to prioritize putting my energy into creating a healthier mind space and physical space for myself. I started working on a silly little project that is probably, maybe, I don't know, it's coming up. It's gonna be a video that I make soon based off of a TikTok that I saw, but I'm really excited about that. And it's entirely just for fun. There is no outward benefit from it other than I get to share it with you guys on YouTube, which could potentially like some 5-10 years later make me money off of it, hypothetically, if YouTube's still around. But like right now, just for funsies, no pressure, just because I want to do it, because I miss doing crafty little things. At this point, I am just juggling the responsibilities of living in a capitalist society and making enough money to live, and also delegating my time effectively to make enough money to live, and also be able to do what I want with that time and money, I guess, because I do not need every waking second of my life to be dedicated to something that could potentially make me money, so maybe my life gets better, which has been a lot of my way of structuring things. And that's not great for me, not great for anybody really, to think about like, oh well, if I'm not currently making money, I am losing money, which is kind of the society that we're in right now, because everything is so expensive and they don't want to pay anybody a living wage for anything. Hopefully, by taking the things that are out of my control, out of my realm of responsibility, I can start to be less stressed out all the time and more content doing things that I want to do, like making YouTube videos and writing stories and just giving like the muscles a stretch to do what I want to do. Maybe I'll pick up crocheting again. Maybe I'll do whatever it is that I want to do just because I want to do it, instead of treating every waking second like I need to be learning a new skill to sell myself to someone else. What is the plan then for the future of this channel? Because it's not my job. I do enjoy it and I want to upkeep it, and I want to keep doing this, and I want to keep making connections with other people on the internet who are interested in these things and want to talk about these things, because sometimes it's easier to do virtually than it is like to try and make friends out in the real world, where there's a lot more pressure on that and like what is expected of that than it is to like have a conversation in the comments about a book with somebody. So the future of this channel is probably going to be weekly videos, just one instead of two. Probably not going to do both ever. Writing tip, or I guess writing topic video, and a story study video. I do really enjoy doing the story study videos, so I'm probably going to keep up with those, but I'm not going to force myself to do them about every single book that I read, because that's kind of how it ended up being, was that I would read like a book, maybe a book and a half per week, and I would have to do a video on every book that I read so that I could make the timeline of doing a book every week. And I have a life to live, so I can't be forcing myself to read books I don't want to read. That's what it's gonna be. So I'll probably do writing topic one week, probably still on Tuesdays, and then story study Saturdays the next week. I would like to be more honest, like, not that I haven't been honest during the history of the videos that I put up, but I've been doing a lot of things where it's like, this is not necessarily what I'm focused on right now, but I think it would do good in like search. So I'll probably do more stuff that is related to what's actually going on with my life and like what writing I'm doing. I might do more writing vlogs or videos like this. I don't know. Depends. I'm gonna be a little bit more genuine about like what I'm making videos about instead of planning. I think I should talk about self-inserts, or I think I should talk about how to outline your book, because if I'm not there, I don't really want to take myself out of what I am currently doing or what I'm currently thinking about and then force it into another direction. When I first started making videos, a lot of my writing tip videos were inspired by the book that I did a story study on right before. So my self-inserts video came after I think Abby Emmons' book, where I was like, this feels a lot like a self-insert. A lot of the things about this character are really like in there with what we know about Abby, because she puts her life out on the internet. And that made me think like, what else do we know about self-insert characters, which might be a structure that I go back to just because it is more like how my brain actually works and like what I wanted to talk about, instead of looking at what other people were talking about and seeing how I could do my own spin on that and what research I could find now that they might not have had 3 or 4 years ago when they put out that video. So some goals that I have for this channel here. I want to keep it fun. I did over my break miss making videos several times, but I knew that I wasn't ready to set up my camera and my tripod again and my lights and all of the things and wear the YouTube hat again. So I needed to like separate the YouTube hat from like what I actually wanted to do. I'm not gonna put as much pressure on myself to keep up with the people who do this as their full-time gig. Like they make their full-time living off of this, off of being somebody who does YouTube videos. And I have this thing where it's like, if I'm not gonna be great at it, then why do it? And there are people out there who make videos and that's what they do. And I want to be like them. So I try really hard to be like them, even though I'm not quite there yet. And I'm sure that by doing this, it will lead to better content that I feel passionate about putting out. It'll be more fun for me to do it because I like making videos. I do enjoy sitting down and talking to a camera and then later sitting in front of these screens and looking at how I was saying things and taking out the dumb stuff and like trying to make it really engaging for other people. I do enjoy that. So it's not like it's work so much. It is work to force it. So we're gonna try really hard to keep it fun for me, and hopefully by keeping it fun for me, it will also be fun for people watching. I'm going to work really hard to keep it honest. I'm obviously not gonna share my whole life. You're probably going to see this room max, mostly this wall. But in terms of like being more honest about, I am not the expert on anything. I just am interested in learning more. I feel like a lot of my writing tip videos is like, this is what it is. And that's not really the best way. I feel more of an imposter syndrome with those videos than I do with like my story study videos, where it's like, this is what I feel about this book. These were my thoughts. This is what I thought could be improved and all of that kind of things, where a lot of writing tip and writing like structure type information is very like, this is how you should do it. And I don't think that's true, because everything is subjective about writing and reading. All of it, all of the experience, all of what you want to say in your writing. So I want to be more honest that like, I'm not the expert on everything that has to do with writing, and I am just here to share what I'm learning because I think that'll make my videos easier to make. I would also like to be lifting up authors that I enjoy, especially indie authors. I do genuinely really enjoy reading indie author work. So if you are an indie author and you think based off of all of my other story study videos that I would like your book, please reach out to me. My email's in my channel description. Let me know how I can get your book, where I can get your book, what your book's about, and I am happy to like take a look. Obviously, I'm not forcing myself to read any books that I don't enjoy or review any books that I don't enjoy or don't want to like finish, I guess. Because there have been books that I've finished. There's been series that I finished just for the sake of like figuring out what the end of the story was going to be that I didn't enjoy the writing of. But neither here nor there. If you're an independent author, I am open to being a vessel that is happy to support you. And if I enjoy your writing and you want to do like an interview the way that I did with Hannah or H.J. Nelson, who wrote the Last She series, I'm super open to that, and I would love to be like a platform for that, where even if you don't have like a video platform available, I would like to be able to give you like a resource of this is me doing marketing material to post on your own social media or whatever. And my last goal for this channel is to become a better writer. Shocking, I know. It's not like that's how I started most of my videos. I want to be a better writer and I want to be more genuine about the process, and I want to celebrate more of the wins that I have, because I think a lot of people who are out there that are like me, watching people who do like YouTube content about their writing process, sees their bigger wins and feels potentially inadequate. And I would like to share my little wins, because all of them are wins and they are good to address and good to celebrate, and not everybody does. That's the plan. I'm also planning to do that really fun video that's just for the sake of funsies, and I am really looking forward to that. That video is going to involve some of these. So that's your hint. I'm really excited for it. Whether anybody ever watches it, I don't care. I'm really excited to actually do the activity. Yeah, so I will see you guys in a week when the next video comes out. Thank you so much for watching. I know this is so boring. This is probably like one of the more boring videos that I've ever put out, because it's just about me. It doesn't really help anybody. But if you watched all the way through, I do really appreciate it, because that means you care a little bit about me, and that's so sweet. But I will see you guys next time. This is like so awkward, because it's been so long since I've sat down in front of the camera. In general, it's been a long time since I sat down in front of the camera, because even my last video that I put out, I recorded that so much further in advance from when I edited it and put it out. So like, I haven't done this in so long, and I'm trying to do it differently than how I did it the first round, because a lot of it I was like, oh yeah, I'm performing. I'm putting on my YouTube personality, and that's not like great. And this is what I've written down that I wanted to tell you guys is not coming from my YouTube personality. So I'm like, hello, and I don't know how to start that makes sense.